If you're 65 with most of your retirement savings in a traditional IRA or 401k, you might be sitting on a tax time bomb and the fuse could already be burning. Here's the thing though, this situation, it's incredibly common. Tax deferred accounts like IRAs and 401ks, they're the single largest financial asset for most American retirees. But the problem? Nobody tells them what happens when the IRS eventually forces that money out. Today, we're going to show you exactly how to take control of your tax future before the IRS does it for you. We're going to use a real case study, and we're going to cover why the tax problem gets worse every year you wait, the moves that can dramatically reduce your lifetime tax bill, how Medicare surcharges fit in, it's a long list, and the widow's tax trap most couples never see coming. Buckle up, we got a lot of numbers to go through. But before we get to the numbers, there's one term we need to understand because it's the engine behind everything we're about to cover. RMDs, or required minimum distributions. And here's the simple version. When you put money into a traditional IRA or 401k, you get a tax break up front. The government lets that money grow without taxing it. But that favor does not last forever. They eventually want their cut. So at age 75, they come a-calling. The IRS requires you to start pulling a minimum amount of your retirement account every single year, whether you need the money or not. And you pay ordinary income tax on every single dollar that comes out. The older you get, the larger that required withdrawal becomes. There's no opting out, there's no pausing it, and if you don't take it, the penalty, it is steep. But here's what most people don't realize. By the time your first RMD hits, it might already be too late to do anything about it. So we're going to show you exactly what that looks like with David and Susan's numbers, and yes, there are a lot of numbers. Everything about David and Susan's retirement looks fine on the surface. Good savings, Social Security coming in, modest spending, taxes are under control, but there's a number hiding inside their IRA that's going to change all of that, and they don't even know it yet. So here's the situation. David and Susan, they're both 65, recently retired. They've got $2 million in traditional IRAs. They collect about $50,000 a year in combined Social Security, and they spend about $100,000 a year. To cover the gap, they pull $50,000 from their IRA. Right now, after the standard deduction, they're paying tax on roughly $63,000 of income, which puts them in the 12% bracket. Taxes feel manageable, life feels stable, but that's exactly the trap. Because at age 75, the IRS steps in. That $2 million IRA growing at 6% a year for about 10 years grows to something like $3.6 million. By age 75, assuming a 2% Social Security cost of living adjustment, their Social Security has grown to about $61,000 a year. But with 3% inflation, their spending has grown to about $134,000 a year. To cover that gap on their own, they'd need to pull about $73,000 from the IRA, but the IRS doesn't care. The RMD on that $3.6 million portfolio, it's around $145,000, nearly double what they actually need, with taxes due on every single dollar. But that's not all. More numbers. Add the $145 RMD to the $61 in Social Security, 85% of which is taxable, and their gross income is knocking on the door $200,000. After deductions, they're solidly in the 22% bracket, headed towards the 24% bracket and the Medicare surcharge cliff. More on that later. So that's more than double the tax rate they're paying today. Not because they spent more, not because anything went wrong, simply because they failed the plan and the clock ran out. But it gets worse. The RMD percentage, that grows annually. There's no ceiling, no opt-out. That tax bill just keeps climbing and climbing. There are two moves that can change David and Susan's picture dramatically, but they only work during a specific window, and that window for them is right now. So try thinking of your IRA like Cinderella at the ball. Right now, everything's wonderful. The gown fits, the music's playing, the bar's open, the entire room is yours. Those are the control years. Low taxes, no forced withdrawals, life's good. But at age 75, the clock strikes midnight, the IRS shows up, and I guarantee you it's not your fairy godmother. Your beautiful tax-deferred savings turns into a pumpkin, a forced taxable annually growing obligation you can't pause, shrink, or escape. And here's the cruel twist Cinderella never had to deal with. The longer you wait, the bigger the pumpkin gets. Think of retirement in two phases. The control years, right now, before RMDs begin, and the forced years, starting at age 75 when the IRS takes over. The strategy is simple. Use the control years to deliberately shrink the IRA that's going to create the forced year problem. Tool for that is a Roth conversion. You strategically pull money out of your traditional IRA, pay tax on it now, but at today's lower rates, and move it to a Roth account where it grows tax-free, never faces RMDs, and never gets forced back out. You're not avoiding tax, you're choosing when to pay it. And right now, the rate is lower than it's almost certainly going to be later for David and Susan. Think of the income tax brackets like filling a bucket. You want to go to the top, but not over. And there are two lines to know. Line 1, the 22% bracket ceiling. For a married couple, that's around 200 grand of taxable income. Converting up to this line is almost always worth it. Line 2, the Medicare surcharge cliff. Once income crosses about 218 grand for joint filers, Medicare starts charging extra. And it's a cliff, not a slope. $1 over triggers hundreds in additional premiums per person per year. The goal, convert up to line 1 and stop before you get to line 2. Rinse and repeat until RMDs begin. So for David and Susan, they're generating around 63 grand of taxable income, meaning they've got around $130,000 of room. Every dollar they convert within that space is a dollar that will never show up as a forced RMD at age 75. But there's a catch with Medicare that most people don't see coming. When your income crosses certain thresholds, the government charges you extra. It's called IRMAA, the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. And here's the part that blindsides people. IRMAA is based on your income from 2 years ago. So if your income spikes in 2025, maybe from a large Roth conversion or an RMD, you get the surcharge bill in 2027. You didn't do anything wrong that year. The damage was done 2 years ago. In 2026, here come the numbers, the standard Part B premium is a couple $100 per month. At the first surcharge tier, that jumps to $300 per person. At the highest tier, it hits almost $700. For David and Susan, with gross income pushing 200 grand at age 75, they are uncomfortably close to that first IRMAA cliff. And every year their RMD grows, they risk crossing into higher tiers. Strategic Roth conversions during those control years reduce the IRA balance that drives future RMDs. Smaller RMDs mean lower taxable income. Lower taxable income means staying below Auntie Irma's thresholds, maybe forever. Yeah, you pay a bit more in tax today by converting, but you eliminate a recurring annual cost that would otherwise follow you for decades. So if you're still with me, we've covered the RMD problem, the conversion strategy, and the Medicare trap. But there's one more piece, and it's the one that usually catches surviving spouses completely off guard. Imagine handling the grief of losing your spouse and then getting hit with a tax bill you never saw coming, that you can't reduce, and that grows every year for the rest of your life. That is not a worst-case scenario. For many surviving spouses with large IRAs, it's the default outcome. And here's what it actually looks like. Let's follow David and Susan forward. David passes away at 80, Susan lives to 90. So that's 10 years that she spends navigating retirement alone, and the tax picture changes dramatically when David is gone. By age 80, the IRA balance, even after 5 years of RMDs, is still around $3.3 million. Susan inherits it all. She also inherits the full RMD obligation. At age 80, the IRS requires her to pull out around 160 grand that year. But here's where the widow's tax really bites. When David was alive, they filed jointly. Joint filers get wider tax brackets and a larger standard deduction. More room before higher rates kick in. The year David dies, that goes away. Starting the following year, Susan files as a single taxpayer. Her own Social Security benefit, after 15 years of 2% cost of living increases, is around 27 grand a year. Her spending with 3% inflation since age 65 is now around 156 a year. And here's what her tax bill looks like. 163 in forced RMDs, 27 grand in Social Security, 85% of which is taxable, gross income of 186,000. Minus the single filer standard deduction of 16, leaving her taxable income of 171 grand. As a single filer, The 24% bracket kicks in at just over 100 grand, and Susan is firmly in it and stays there for the rest of her life, with RMDs growing larger every year. And Medicare IRMAA thresholds for single filers are dramatically lower than for couples, meaning she's going to be paying premium surcharges on top of everything else. So the tragedy isn't just losing a spouse, it's that without a plan, the tax code compounds that loss for years. Just like Cinderella, the magic doesn't last forever, but unlike the fairy tale, there's no prince to show up to fix all this. If David and Susan act now, they convert strategically during those control years, filling up the 22% bracket but staying below the Medicare cliff. They shrink the IRA before RMDs begin, reducing forced income. They protect the surviving spouse from a decade of unnecessary tax burden, and they keep control of their tax future instead of just handing it to the IRS. So if you want to run these numbers for your own situation, see exactly what your RMD exposure looks like, where your tax bracket heads at 75 and beyond, and what's still possible to change today, click that first link in the description to schedule a complimentary financial assessment from a pure financial professional. We're going to apply everything we covered today directly to your numbers. No cost, no obligation, just clarity on where you stand and what you can still do about it. Cinderella had until midnight. You've got until age 75. The only question is whether you're going to take action or wait for the IRS to turn your carriage into a giant pumpkin.